Hey everybody, Nikki D from 5 Dog Farm here today with my obsession, it's official, Instant Pot and Winnie. Winnie's here. And Carne Asada. If there's one thing I love, and apparently Winnie loves too, is Carne Asada. And it's starting to get warmer, and there's nothing that I love better than a good old street taco. So I looked up a recipe on Pinterest. There's so many to choose from. Found one that looked great, and I'm kind of going to go over it with you really quick. For the entire recipe that you can print out, go to the blog, 5dog.farm, and I have a recipe that you can print out, and not only can you print it out, you can change the amounts of people you're going to serve, and it will in turn change the amounts of the products that you will need. So in this case, it's skirt steak or flank steak, sliced 1/4 inch thin. What I usually do is I put it in the freezer, take it out, and then slice it. It's much easier. You can get a very fine slice. It's great to do with Chinese food to get that really thin slice. So 1/4 inch slice on your meat. I've got 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, a tablespoon of salt. This is a mixture of cumin, chili powder, and cayenne pepper. Again, the amounts will be on the recipe that I'll have on the blog. This is a mixture of lime juice, lemon juice, and orange juice. I fresh squeeze. You don't have to. And then, so my friend garlic. We all know how much I love garlic. The recipe called for a teaspoon. Why bother? So I'm starting off with 6 cloves, not heads, cloves, and we'll see where it goes from there. I have a very hard time taking a recipe and just following orders. It's just built into me to change it up a little bit, and with garlic, you're never going to get a teaspoon of garlic out of me for anything. So I used 6 cloves, but use however you like. So all of this goes together. We can pour it all in here, or we can put it in a Ziploc bag, depends on what you like to do. I'm just going to go ahead and put all of our ingredients in the bowl, and then we will let this marinate for 3 hours minimum or more if you have time, overnight. And then we will come back and I will show you the rest of putting it all together. See you in a bit. So while our meat is marinating in the fridge, I thought I'd show you some of the things that I like to put as sides for guests, because when I do tacos, I usually do it for guests, but my family loves tacos. So everybody usually ends up at the table. And so I have a little bit of everything for everyone. Definitely homemade salsa is something we always have hanging around. We love tortilla chips. Mexican food, I think it's probably one of our favorites. Although I could rattle off pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers. But anyway, Mexican food I think is probably one of our favorites. So we always have a pico de gallo or a salsa in the fridge. It's homemade. And as we go on, I'll share all those recipes with you too, because I've been cooking Mexican food for a long time, and I really love doing that. Having another squirt of lime on my taco, I love, especially with carne asada. I think the lime and the meat go together so well, so I enjoy that. More onions. I haven't met an onion I don't like. Brown, red, green, leeks, shallots. I don't care. If you're an onion, you're delectable in my book. So more onions for people who might want it. Here's the green ones. And probably my all-time favorite thing, I love avocados. Mr. Blue Jeans is not a large fan of avocados. He's gotten used to them because of me, but as a California girl, I kind of grew up with them. They were sort of just like California apples, really. I love them. So I have guacamole all the time. It's usually my go-to. It's usually in my fridge. Great oils and proteins in it for you. Typically at lunchtime I'll have a little bit because, you know, as homesteaders we're on the go, and it's really filling. So guacamole, if anybody wants that. I'll be using corn tortillas. Typically I make my own. They're easy. I was a little intimidated, and I decided one day I'm just going to try this. Set aside all kinds of time. I'm just going to try to make them. They're pretty simple, really. It's just a matter of putting in the masa, a little bit of water, getting your tortilla press, which you can get on Amazon, and I'll put the link on this blog post if you're interested in getting one. And then just knowing the trick to it. Maybe I'll add another little video of how to do it when mine's out of storage. And making it, it's super simple, but for today's sake, because I'm at my friend's house cooking, because the camper is kind of small and hard to cook in, I just bought corn tortillas. Also cilantro. I love it. Not everybody does. This recipe calls for it. My family doesn't mind it, so I'm putting it in. I don't get fussy with cilantro. I chop the whole thing, stems and all. So I used to pull every little leaf off and throw the stems away, but they're so aromatic, and I thought, why am I doing this? That's kind of silly. So other than the hard ends, which you can just cut off and get rid of, I chop the whole thing up. But to be honest with you, just these little bit of ends is all I get rid of. And you get an abundance of cilantro in the store. I remember years ago, I thought, what am I going to do with all of this? A couple of things. Dehydrate it. Love to do that. I do that in the winter months. It helps heat the house. I also chop it fine, and if you don't know this trick, it's wonderful. Get an ice cube tray, put your chopped cilantro in the tray, and fill it with your filtered water and freeze it. And then I just add it to a soup or a stew or what have you. I do the same thing with basil, because we know that basil turns brown if you cut it, and it's hard to keep basil for a long time. I've tried dehydrating it. If anybody has a trick, I'd love it. It browned, so I'm not sure if I needed to blanch it or what I needed to do with the basil, but we're talking cilantro. So just chop it finely, and you can go ahead and put it in those ice cube trays with the filtered water, like I said, freeze, and you have little cilantro ice cubes that could even go in a lemonade if you wanted. So I'm going to finish getting all of the accoutrements chopped up, and then we'll come back and saute and pressure cook the carne asada, and we'll see how it comes out. See you in a bit. Okay guys, really quick, I wanted to take you over to the stove to show you. I just use a cast iron pan and whatever oil I have on hand. I don't even care if it's olive oil. In this case, I'm using avocado oil, and I just lightly fry it like this. Leave it for a little bit, and then well, actually I should do it this way. So I'll throw the tortilla down in the pan, let it fry a little bit on the outside, and then flip it over and just kind of flip it back and forth. For me, it's worth the time, because I like the taste and the texture of freshly fried more than the boxed kind. But of course, do what makes you happy. Tacos make me happy, period. I just wanted to show you how I handle frying the shells. The onions have been sauteed, and now we put in the steak. So we're going to pop the whole thing in. The marinade smelled amazing, absolutely. Wouldn't change a thing except the onions, the garlic that I added to it. Everything else was as the recipe had said, and what an incredible smell. So now we just put on the lid, which always seems so easy. And I always have a problem with it, because I'm turning it the wrong way. It is only my fourth meal. Okay, so we hit meat stew, and adjust for 6 minutes. 6 minutes, that's it. This is what kills me about this thing. Unbelievable. Something I would be cooking for hours to try to get to, which is why I would never do it. 6 minutes. So we'll come back in 6 minutes, we'll put one together, we'll take a look at it. See you in 6 minutes. Okay, let's put them together. We kind of got ahead of the game because I opened it.
And it was so good.
And this is my wonderful friend Susan, who lets me come and use her kitchen. It's Susan's test kitchen. So, okay, now
Susan was not prepared to be on camera today.
But she's a sport, so here she is.
She said free tacos.
So let's finish putting them together, because we were just going to chow down and forget about filming. Oh, I need some of the pico de gallo.
And I want a little bit of this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe we should trade some.
I don't know. Just reach over each other.
I don't know.
It's like yoga.
So much onion.
Okay. And I did. Oh, cheese. Cheese.
Oh.
Yes. Hello.
So
okay.
Excited about this.
All right. And a little more lime here.
Oh, we have to have lime.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I'm
so excited.
This is like
so I have to say,
Super Bowl.
it's amazing. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh,
Can they? I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. Look at. It's like it's like fall apart. Amazing.
It's like happiness on a plate.
It's complete happiness. And we were just talking. There's a lot of broth in here. So Susan was saying, "What taco soup?" Yes. So that's happening.
Little ground beef. and life is good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are we ready?
Can we eat these?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So here it goes.
So excited. Oh my god.
Okay. Another winner.
Oh my god.
I have to tell you, I was a little gun shy because I made a recipe recently off the internet and it burnt. And so I had like complete, me and Instant Pot sort of had a little breakup. But it was me, it was an Instant Pot. I learned I have an 8-quart and it needed more liquids. But I'm back. And oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna taste some of the meat. Oh my gosh, so it's just falling apart.
It's so good.
And it's hard to believe it's a skirt steak, which is a tough cut of meat.
I have never had a good skirt steak this flavorful, that was this tender, and this absolutely perfect, delectable little taco piece of heaven.
So I would say, definitely not 1 teaspoon of garlic. Silly, silly person. I used 6 cloves.
It's about right.
Okay. So I think we're both giving it a thumbs up. A definite.
So many toes up. So many thumbs up.
So we're just going to have a couple cervezas and kind of finish this little sucker off. But thanks for watching. And as always, go to 5Dog Farm blog at www.5dog.farm for more recipes like this. And again, thanks to my dear friend Susan for me to be able to make recipes like this in her house.
Don't worry, as long as you're making tacos, I'm there.
All right, everybody. See you later. Thanks.
Bye.
Oh, God. I know, I have to finish this before I turn it off.
That is delicious.
Oh, my God.
It was so good. So good. I need a fork for all the stuff that fell out. That was so good.